Hi there, Janet Fritz here for Galaxy Girl Creations. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to another day of Kit Conspiracy. This is the last day that we are going to be using our Echoes of Time collection from 49 and Market. It is also Mix It Up Monday day, which means we are using the sketch that was just up on the screen and now is up rotated in the corner there for you. That is from Tara over at the Paper Snob. She is also the host of Mix It Up Monday. So you're going to want to go and check out her Facebook group as well as the playlist links down below so that you can see everyone else playing along using this sketch and doing whatever mixed media they want to do using it. So as you can see, I've rotated the sketch, but I'm also kind of flipping it. So my larger cluster will be in the bottom right and the top left versus what the sketch shows. So I am using this really beautiful black and white striped paper from the Echoes of Time collection, and I am using I believe they're called Irresistibles, or something like that. Basically, they are rub-ons, but they resist the ink or mixed media that you put over top of them, and the pattern will kind of reveal itself and show when you put the ink on it. So I am using those. And I think I mentioned in a previous video how well these rub-ons stick. I made the mistake of actually setting it on my desk, and you're going to see a bunch of it get stuck to the top of my, or to my desk right above the layout there at some point. And yeah, I wasted quite a bit of them, but yeah, right there. But it's okay. Yeah, there's plenty more where that came from, I guess. But I am just kind of haphazardly putting them around the photo. The photo is of my niece and her two girls when they were a little bit smaller than they are currently. So this is an older photo, but a couple years old. But it's a really cute photo. I apologize you don't get to see their faces, but it was already printed for me. She, I don't know if it was either her or my mom, asked me to do something, do a layout with it. And I love that it was already printed in black and white for me. So I am just taking advantage of that and adding all the purples because that is what this collection has. A lot of purples and pinks. So I'm going to be inking up where I am adding all of these resistible rub-ons, and I'm looking through my swatch book there to see what color I want. I end up pulling out, it's a very good question because I don't even think I show you, which is awful of me. I am going to try and see if I can tell you what I just pulled out because I should do a better job. I believe I pulled out some Dusty Concord and some Milled Lavender and Victorian Velvet. Those are the three. And I like the way that they really look on here. I tried to give them each kind of their own little section, kind of a gradient going down, or an ombre if you will, even though it's not exactly ombre because the Victorian Velvet is not really in the same color scheme as the other two, or the same color family, but I think they look really great together like this, and I really like the way that they end up. You can see the pattern of the Irresistibles. I gotta look up what those are actually called, but those rub-ons that resist the ink, and I really like that you can kind of it's almost like magic, right? It just appears before your eyes. And I'm going to take a dry towel and just rub over the top of them so that any ink that did get picked up on them is rubbed off. It's not still active ink. And it makes the white just a little bit brighter. And then I'm going to add some more rub-ons because why not? I do love this layered kind of effect with the rub-ons and the kind of the mixed media look in the background. So I think it looks really cool. Adding this, the diamond pattern there, and I think that looks really nice. Admittedly, not a lot of it's going to show, but that's okay. I'm okay with that. Enough of it shows. That is kind of the nature of the beast, right? I know I've had some comments where people say, oh, your mixed media was so pretty and then you covered it all up. And I'm like, yeah, well, that's kind of how it works, right? Um, makes your photo the focal point and draws your eye in. So that's kind of the goal. Um, and, I kind of know that going into doing mixed media, full well that a lot of it's going to get covered up. Now, I didn't really worry about where my photo was going to be. I knew it was going to be in the middle, right front and center. I still put some product behind that, especially when I'm ink blending. I oftentimes like to start my ink blending where I know the photo is going to cover it, because when you first put your blending brush down, a lot of times there is a higher saturation level and it leaves kind of like uh, a splotch mark where you first set it down when you are inking. So I always try to do that right behind my photograph so I don't get that awkward splotch mark that kind of stands out from everything else. And then I work my way out from there, or I start off the page and work my way in. That's the goal anyway. It doesn't always happen that way, but that is the goal. I am inking everything up just using my blending brushes here to just give it a little bit of extra oomph around the edges. And it is whatever color is left on that blending brush, which is probably a mix of the Dusty Concord or the Milled Lavender. Actually, I think I used the lighter brush for the Milled Lavender. So it's just a mix of whatever purples were left on my brush. I don't clean them very often because I have them for all of the color families, and I usually have a light and a dark for each one. So now I'm just building up my layers and my my embellishment clusters here. I am going to be using a couple of different packs of wood veneer from MK's shop, Some Assemblage Required. And I'm going to use these tulips, which I absolutely love. I think they're gorgeous. And I'm going to use those butterflies that are off to the left-hand side. The pack of tulips came with these other little flowers, I believe. And so I am going to go ahead and ink all of those up, and I'm just inking them using my blending brush. All of her wood veneer comes with a masking right over the top of it. So you have to peel that masking off to reveal the actual wood, but that allows you to do some really cool things like inking up one area and not another area. And so I went in with a variety of all three inks and went over it in multiple layers just so that they wouldn't be a simple flat color. And I really just love how they look. They're just, I don't know, they're just really pretty. So the tulips came with, it's a set of 3 tulips, but one pair is attached to another. And then it comes with the 3 little tiny flowers that I'm working on here. So I've pulled the masking off of those as well. And I'm going in with the Victorian Velvet for those because I want to bring in more of the pink into some of the areas, but it's that really nice muted pink. So I'm liking how that looks. And then I will be also going in and doing the butterflies, and I will be zooming in on that for you so you can kind of see when I'm going to use some paint pens on the detail work of those. So the leftover Victorian Velvet there, I just picked it up with a wet paintbrush and I'm splattering it over my layout. I do have my clear acrylic block over the photo. I didn't at first, but it is there now, but you can't see that because it's see-through. But it does provide a nice barrier for, keeping your photo clean. So I love my acrylic blocks. They're so useful. So now I'm going to go ahead and start gluing things down. This piece is a chipboard piece, which is great because my flowers are going to sit right on top of it, and then the wood veneer flowers are going to sit inside of it. But I do need to trim it because I need to have a little space for my tulips to kind of tuck down in because they were a little bit on the tall side otherwise. And I want to hide a little bit of the stem down behind the floral cluster from the laser cut elements from Echoes of Time. So that's what I'm doing there. I'm just cutting apart the chipboard piece so that my tulips can sit a little bit lower in the cluster. And I think that looks really cool. I really like it that way. You can see I also did a couple more rub-ons with the clocks, and I think those look really cool. Just brings more interest and extends my cluster down to the bottom of the page or the top of the page, whichever the case may be. And then I did use foam to adhere to the back of the flowers there to give some added support, especially to those little tiny leaves. Now I didn't get every single leaf, but I got some of them. So I think that's going to, work for me and add the support that is needed. And then I'm just adhering the wood veneer, which is awesome because it is also adhesive backed. And so not only does it have the masking on the front that you've got to peel, but you got to peel the back off too so that you can adhere it down. The cool thing is you don't have to add any adhesive or guess at what kind of adhesive to use to stick it down to your page. So that is really cool. And then I'm going to go ahead and build my upper cluster here, starting with my lowest layer directly on the page, actually tucked under my photo. And then this one is going to go above my photo with a little bit of dimensional adhesive as well. And then my single tulip will tuck into that cluster and yeah, pop out from there. And I think that looks really good. I just love it. I love the way that it all comes together, especially with the wood veneer. And I will put links for the wood veneer down below, as well as the inks, and I can put the blending brush cover links below. My blending brushes are from Tailored Expressions. I don't know if those are still available. I have not been on the Tailored Expressions website in a while, but that's where they are from. But a lot of people already have these, and they're, a variety of companies make them. So I will put the link for the covers down below, because if you go to a crop, you know that when you stick them all in a bag, they like to multiply and create new colors. So I found that out and decided I needed some covers for when I travel. So I just went ahead and backed everything with my black paper there, and I had just trimmed down my striped paper by about 2 centimeters. And I know that's kind of like a weird measurement to go with, but I find that 1/8 of an inch is just a little bit big, and a 1/4 of an inch is a little too big, and 1/8 of an inch is a little too small. So it's that number that's like right in between. And so that's what I've been doing. I've been cutting it off of all 4 sides, so I get a nice little reveal all the way around the edge, and I just love that finished look. So I'm going to be zooming in here in just a moment so that you can kind of see what I am doing with these butterflies. I did peel off one area to do one of the colors in, and now I kind of blended over the top to do a second color, and then I'm going to peel off the little tiny lines and the body, and I'm going to do some additional work on them using my paint pens. So that is going to just give me extra dimension and really fine detail work, basically. And I just love the way that this comes out. I wasn't really sure. I do also love the raw wood veneer, so I considered actually leaving their little bodies the raw wood veneer, but I end up going in and coloring them with a darker color out of the gray pack of these pens. So these are Thule Art pens. They are acrylic markers, and you of course have to press the tip down to get them started. But you can see here I am just doing the outline of the lines around the in the wings of the butterfly, and then I'm going to use that darker pen to go back and do the bodies. I could have definitely left them brighter, and that would have been okay, but yeah, I don't know, they look good either way. So just a difference in something different, basically. So I'm liking how those look, and I am pretty happy with the way this is coming together. I want to remind you to go and check out MK's channel and see what she is doing over on her channel for today's Kit Conspiracy. I don't know if she's doing Mix It Up Monday. I believe she is, but the link to her channel is down below, the link to the Kit Conspiracy Facebook group, so you can go and check out what anyone else is doing over there, because we've got other people playing along using their kits. You can use whatever kit you want. You don't have to have the same one that we are using. And then tomorrow we will be back with a new kit share to use for the following week. So you're going to want to come back and check that out as well. Thank you so much for watching. If you have questions or comments, leave them down below. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed. And if you enjoyed this video, I would love for you to hit the thumbs up as well. I will be back and see you tomorrow with the new kit share. So come back and join me then. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.